Hey, yo, what is poppin'? It's your boy Whiteout, and are you guys ready for some more? Could it be scary? Could it be weird? Or could it be disturbing? That's right. Today we're watching 6 most disturbing forest encounters that were caught on camera. I don't know what these are going to amount to. Is it going to be Bigfoot? Is it going to be gnomes? Is it going to be women? I don't know, but let's lock in and let's find out today for the 6 most disturbing forest encounters. Let's
Daniel
go.
O'Neill is a YouTuber from the UK with a channel called English Woodsman, where he's been uploading videos of his wild
88.3 thousand
camping, stealth camping,
Daniel.
and woodland camping trips in the UK for almost 10 years.
You got some white vans
Most
on,
of the
huh?
channel's videos feature Daniel reviewing camping gear for his viewers and showing footage of his adventures in the great outdoors.
What was that? A silencer? What was that?
Reviewing camping gear for his viewers and showing
for a
footage of
gun?
his adventures in the great outdoors.
Oh, is that a dude? That's why is
For the
he
most
showing
part, they're pretty
toys
tame,
on there?
but
What?
in August
Dude.
2023, he uploaded
kinda
a video
channel
of
is
his
this?
camping trip in the woodlands close to his home, and the footage is pretty disturbing. The first part of the video pretty much just shows Daniel walking through the woods and talking to his subscribers, eating berries, and pointing out the sights on the way to the campsite.
Valid.
At several points along the way, he pauses to mention the footprints and garbage he sees lying on the trail, indicating other people had been there in the last few days.
Dude, that's the most annoying thing. When you try to go on like a nature walk or a little hike, whatever you want to call it, and like there's just piles of garbage from like parties that people throw, or like cigarette butts on the ground because people just throw them on the ground, granola bar wrappers. If you're eating an apple or a banana, of course you can throw the rest of it in the woods. It's biodegradable. It disappears. I think butterflies eat it. So it's like, it's totally fine. But you got like a glass bottle of Coca-Cola you're throwing away, or a plastic bottle of Sprite, or like you rip off like a Nature's Valley granola bar and you throw it in there. You're just dirty and everything. That stuff doesn't biodegradable for like 50 years. I don't know what the time frame is, but somewhere around there.
Someone's been here. There's a lot of rubbish around here.
Bigfoot would be mad, unless if it is Bigfoot.
Yeah, I could stare at this.
Dude, a soda bottle right there. What did I say? What did I tell you guys? Stop doing that. Stop throwing soda bottles on the ground.
Does get used, doesn't it?
Oh, there's multiple bottles. That's a Pringles can.
After about a
there's a
20-minute
water bottle,
walk, he
never
sits
mind.
down in a clearing where he plans to set up camp for the night and leans back on a tree to eat his noodles as he talks to the camera. It's not until around 25
Chili
minutes
fire,
into the video
huh?
that things start to get seriously disturbing for Daniel.
Okay.
I'll be out Friday night, but I'm going away Saturday, so I've got a bit of a drive as well, so I didn't want to be tired, and it's going to throw it down Friday night as well, and rain camping is really good.
Is it? Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Movement, movement, movement. Yo, comms, movement. That's crazy. That's crazy. Okay. Lock in. We don't know who's going to be coming up on him right now. Is that decoy? Did somebody throw a decoy grenade? It's coming from that direction. I guess that doesn't really help. Oh, it's coming from that direction, technically.
Hello?
He's looking in the wrong direction. Is that just an audio
Even
loop?
though some pretty human-like footsteps could be heard right behind Daniel, as soon as he turns around to scan his environment, there's nobody in sight. What's most disturbing is that as soon as he turned around and yelled hello, the footsteps immediately stopped.
Might have been
For the next few
Bigfoot.
minutes, he sits down and tries to regain his composure as he sips his coffee and eats his noodles, but things only continue to get even more creepy as the sun begins to set.
Those fireworks?
There's that noise again now. Hello?
Maybe it's like an ant. Or like a bear.
Hello? You got to better hear that. There's nobody here.
Yeah, but you can hear people talking in the background, can you not?
Got to better hear that.
You
There's
hear
nobody
that?
here.
There's somebody talking in the background.
About 40 minutes into the video, the footstep noises can be heard again, and this time it sounds like they're getting closer to Daniel. By this point, most people would have hightailed it out of there without any hesitation, but
Not Daniel. Not Daniel. I muted it. I didn't pause it. Not Daniel. Daniel isn't afraid of no wimpy, skimpy little dude coming up on him. Oh, Slender Man? More like, Daniel's got this in the bag, dude. He's here for his subscribers, and he's staying the night. 5 Nights at Freddy's? Forget that. 5 Nights at Daniel's next.
most people would have hightailed it out of there without any hesitation, but Daniel decides to sit back down to finish his dinner as he tries to calm his nerves for the second time. Amazingly, a few minutes later, it almost seems like he completely forgets about the footsteps and manages to think about less disturbing things, which is honestly pretty impressive. But as darkness sets in...
I just really hope somebody is standing in the background in one of these clips. Like, I like, as much as, like, I wouldn't want that to happen and nothing bad to happen, God, it would be so cool if somebody was just standing in the back with, like, an axe or something and something over his head and just, like, ominously watching him. Oh, it would be sick.
And the eerie footsteps start up again.
Oh, he doesn't even have a tent? He's just sleeping on the ground? Honest,
I can't stay here now. I want to be a wimp. I don't care if people call me a wimp in the comments, but I can't stay here. I'm too unsettled.
Agreeable.
I'm nervous. I've done camping like this a load of times. I think I'm going to go find somewhere else to get this bivvy set up. But I'm leaving this spot.
Understandably, after this third incident, Daniel decides to head somewhere else for the night to play it safe. It's hard to know what exactly was making those sounds, but because they sounded very similar to human footsteps, it's possible that Daniel was being stalked by someone in the woods.
I would honestly rather have somebody watching me in the woods than sleeping on the ground and a spider came by. Like, I'd probably be better off with somebody. Even if he had, like, a chainsaw, an axe, a rocket launcher, I'd be totally fine with it. It's like, imagine, like, you're just sleeping there and, like, all you just see is a little tiny spider just walking up like that. No, absolutely not. Couldn't do it.
This is obviously incredibly dangerous, as you can never really trust someone's intentions when you're in such a vulnerable position, all by yourself in unknown territory.
That's logical.
It was either that or an animal walking through the grass. But because Daniel mentioned the grass was a little wet and wouldn't have made that dry sound if an animal stepped on it, this is pretty unlikely. Also, many people in the comments mentioned that no animal walks that uniform and steady. They stop, go, and change pace constantly. Either way, it's a good thing he decided to leave, because who knows what could have happened to Daniel that night.
Something could have happened to him when he was walking.
The Rampant Range is part of a front range of the Rocky Mountains in Colorado, made up of almost entirely public land within the Pike National Forest. In the summer, you'll find lots of bikers enjoying the Rampant Range's elaborate trail system and exploring the great outdoors.
Dude,
for the most part, this part of Colorado is a paradise for anyone who enjoys spending time in nature. But over the past few years, there's been a pretty alarming trend on the rise, with random people setting up wires on trees at just about head height in an effort to seriously injure bikers on the trail.
Oh, snap. No way. That is devious. That is actually insane. They're setting up wires so they would drive into them, and oh my God, that's disgusting. Whoever would do that is disgusting. You know, you could kill somebody. You, like, forget harming and injuring somebody. That could seriously kill somebody, and people are doing that.
In 2019, a post
reason?
describing this terrifying trend was uploaded to Facebook. And disturbingly, the uploader mentioned that one of his high school friends had lost his life as a result of running into a similar wire on a trail. Immediately, people jumped into the comments to point out how incredibly messed up it would be to do something like this, and how this kind of evil needs to be categorized as attempted murder if the suspects are ever caught. A couple of years before that post was made, in 2017, 2 motorbike riders uploaded a video to YouTube of their encounter with a similar wire, and although nothing happened to them, it was a very close call.
Oh, he saw it. Thank God he saw that. Thank God he saw that. Wow. That was really clutch. That was actually really clutch. I don't know if they had Sennas and they were talking to each other, but that was really clutch. Who would do that? Is it like private property? Like, if it's private property and they're not allowed to be there, technically the person who owns that land can't do that because it's their land, right? Should they? Probably not. That's not the nicest thing to do. But could they? If this is public, that's just straight up a crime.
These wires
my
are set up
God.
off trail. It can be hard to tell whether they were placed there out of malice or if a random camper or farmer placed the wires there to hang up clothes or something similar. But in cases like these where the wires are specifically placed on the trail, there's really only one reason people would do that, and that's to bring serious harm to bikers for some reason. Possibly they're annoyed with the constant loud sound of the bikes near their property or something else. But hopefully more measures can be taken in the future to prevent more people from getting hurt, especially because it's not uncommon to hear about motorbikers and snowmobilers losing their lives over this kind of stuff.
I never even have thought of that.
This audio was uploaded to YouTube by a user named ForestFire20.
Sounds of screaming coming from the woods behind my house at 2 a.m. December 2014. Okay.
He recorded it around 2 a.m. in December 2014. The uploader lives in a forest, and he mentioned that the noises in the audio were coming from deep in the woods behind his house.
Oh, it's only a black screen. So this isn't the original footage. He said it was posted behind a black screen, kind of like what's on now. So this is all just B-roll that he threw in. Is that a skinwalker? Is that like a mimic? What is going on? Somebody screaming for their father out there? Maybe this person is actually lost and maybe they're scared in the woods. Would you go and help them? Would you? Would you be an outstanding citizen? And if somebody's yelling that in the woods, outside, behind your house, would you go back there and see what it is? I don't think you would. I would. I wouldn't. I'm not going to lie, I wouldn't. Dude, do you know what that is? Do you know how scary that is? No, I probably actually, I don't know. I don't know what I would do in that scenario. I don't have to know because I don't have that scenario.
It's hard to make out what the child is yelling, but after listening closely, several users jumped in the comments to point out that you can also hear an adult voice yelling, "Where are you?"
Oh, okay. So maybe it is somebody just got lost and they're yelling and then they're yelling back. Maybe it was a camping incident. Maybe they were right next to Dan this whole time. I think his name was Dan. Maybe they were right next to him this whole time and that was actually the footsteps you heard. You just didn't hear them yelling because maybe they didn't have a voice chat on. I don't know.
To the young female voice making most of the noise, this quieter, more subtle male voice that can also be heard in the audio only makes the whole incident that much more disturbing. Near the end of the video, the uploader mentions that after that night, he checked the news every day to see if he could find some explanation for the screams, but he never did. The fact that the screaming was captured at around 2 a.m. in the freezing cold weather and in the middle of the woods indicates that the uploader could have genuinely recorded something pretty sinister taking place that night. It's hard to tell why the uploader would record and upload the audio instead of immediately calling the police after hearing a female voice in such obvious distress, but at this point there's not much that can be done about it.
Yeah, I guess I didn't think about calling the police, I'm gonna be honest. That didn't even come to my mind. My first idea was like, would you go out there and help him? Or would you not? Yeah, I guess calling the police wouldn't be a bad option, huh? I mean, he said he waited a few days. You could have went outside like a day later during the light time and looked around, been like, okay, I think we're good.
So maybe the uploader did call the police. There wasn't much context given in the video's description. We can only hope that whatever problem happened that night was eventually solved, but based on the shrillness of the screams and the strangeness of the whole situation, we probably won't ever be able to know for sure.
This whole thing was creeping me out. That B-roll, that was creeping me out.
Lisa is a life coach and YouTuber who often uploads videos of what it's like living in her van and traveling the country on her own.
Ooh, van
life.
One
afternoon in 2022, Lisa had parked her van on the side of the road and left the side door of her van open while she cooked her dinner inside, when suddenly a sketchy-looking guy approached her, poked his head in her van without her permission, and started asking her some pretty bizarre questions in French, a language Lisa doesn't speak. When she mentioned she didn't understand what he was saying, he pulled out a translator app to try to communicate with her, which obviously made her pretty uncomfortable, especially since she wasn't interested in talking to him in the first place after he invaded her personal space.
Yeah, who just sticks their head in I mean, you're in a different country, so maybe it's different, I guess. But who just sticks their head in a van and just starts yapping. Like, I feel like that's all around. I feel like that's worldwide a big no-no, huh? Especially, like, you're a grown man sticking your head into a woman's car. I feel like they're going to feel uncomfortable. I feel like there's some sort of social awareness there that people should have.
After watching the guy struggle to use Google Translate for a few minutes, Lisa decided she'd had enough and shut the side door in his face, also closing the curtain to make sure the guy got the hint. Strangely, for over half an hour, the guy then stood outside in the rain and tinkered with the translator app to try to communicate with Lisa, even after she made it more than obvious that she wanted nothing to do with him.
Maybe he needs like a gas station or something. That is weird, though. Can she climb through and get into the driver's seat and just take off? Like, I feel like she could probably just slide through and get to the driver's seat so she doesn't have to go around. I don't know. I thought that's how vans work. I mean, she's filming through the front window. I would just take off. If he started following you, you'd call cops. Where's he going?
He just moved even closer so that I can't move out. And so
oh,
that
he
I can't
boxed
go
her
forward.
in? Oh, weird. Liam Neeson, where you at, huh? Liam Neeson, we need you back. We need you back. Put on the old boots. Take off the old retirement badge. We need you back. I think it was taking place in France, too. Taken?
Please leave. Please leave, you sketchy
Drive into
sketchy
him.
person.
Don't be
Please
scared.
leave.
With a very shady demeanor, the man snuck into the bushes and pretty much just stalked Lisa from a distance, as if he
That's
thought
not
she couldn't see
creepy.
him.
What?
As the sun began to set, Lisa kept an eye on the
Sitting
guy
in the
outside to
bushes?
make sure he didn't try to get close to her again, but the man just kept on bringing his car closer to her van and blocking her exit in different ways for more than half an hour.
This thing is really starting to freak me out.
Why doesn't she just call 911? Oh, she's in France. Isn't it a different number? Oh, damn. Hopefully she knows the number.
It's been like a half an hour and he just keeps on moving his vehicle so he can see in my van here. And anyways, it's 7 o'clock, 7 p.m.
The fact that it's going to be
Fortunately,
dark,
just
too?
as darkness had begun to set in, a family in an RV pulled up right behind Lisa and spent the night in the same parking lot as her, which comforted her enough to stay there the entire evening. Disturbingly, the guy left soon after the other family arrived, but came back about 3 hours later in the dead of night to check if Lisa was still there. When he saw the other family in the RV was also still in the parking lot, he left and didn't come back. The next morning, Lisa left early and never saw the guy again.
Dude,
It's
guys
hard
are
to tell
weird.
what the guy's exact intentions were, but based on his overall sketchy demeanor and questionable behavior, they couldn't have been anything good. The one thing
Who sits in a bush? Who sits in a bush and has good demeanor? That's my question. Who's out here sitting in a bush, playing Fortnite, throwing on the bush emote, and just sitting there hanging out? Like, we can see you, bro. We can see you. We can see you right here. You're not hidden. You're not hidden well enough, bro. I don't know what to tell you. Weird. Weird. Absolutely weird, dude. Like, dude. Go away. Ew.
can be sure about is that it's a good thing the other family in the RV arrived at the parking lot when they did.
Yeah, for real.
Otherwise, who knows what the man would have done to Lisa.
She needs some sort of protection, like an AR-15. That
In
would
May
have stopped him.
2014, an Imager user uploaded a blog post where he talked about the time he went to visit a friend in northern Germany. An Imager
Hello, my name is that thing from the walls.
user
Okay.
uploaded a blog post where he talked about the time he went to visit a friend in northern Germany. According to the uploader, his friend told him about these pipes that he had found in the woods near his house that stuck up out of the ground like periscopes.
Interesting.
Apparently, his friend and his siblings played near the pipes as kids and knew that there were bunkers hidden below them, but their parents never let
That would be so cool. Imagine if you're playing as a kid and you just find a bunker below you. Oh my God, the things I would do. Holy crapatoli. I would be digging a hole around the bunker. I would find any way in. You know how much cool stuff you could potentially find or how much danger you could get in? Dude, that's a win-win. Oh, I love that idea.
allowed them to get near them out of concern for their safety. During the visit narrated in the blog post, the uploader and his friend decided to check out the pipes and finally go down into the bunkers that they never had permission to explore when they were younger, and they found some pretty disturbing stuff. A few hundred feet away from the trees, they found the entrance to the bunker covered with a loosely placed piece of wood that they easily removed with a crowbar. Once inside, all they could see were these long, seemingly endless, hospital-like hallways that extended for thousands of feet under the woods.
Ooh, that's cool.
As they ventured further and further into the maze of tunnels, they found graffiti on some of the walls, indicating they weren't the first people to get the idea to explore the underground bunkers. To the explorers' horror, one of the walls deep inside the tunnels had the word "help" in German graffitied all over it. It's possible that it was just sprayed on there by another group of teens trying to be funny, but the eerie nature of the bunker, coupled with the general state of disarray, really makes you...
There's also a peace sign on the ceiling he forgot to throw out. Maybe they need help finding peace, huh? You know, he says, oh, it says help right here, which I don't know how to speak Germany, so that's not up to my par. But this right here is a peace sign. That's local, huh? So maybe they're saying this place is peaceful now. They got help. I don't know.
Wonder if something more sinister took place down there at some point, possibly even written by German soldiers in the later parts of World War II. As they traveled deeper into the bunker, they found some more disturbing graffiti, with one of the eeriest messages reading, "Hello Satan, I love you." Obviously, that's not the kind of message you want to see in a tunnel system like this, but...
Me and Tim have been to plenty of abandoned buildings in our life. We've been to quite a bit, and they have graffiti like that everywhere. They have, like, stars with circles, right? What do they call pentagrams? There's so many, like, stuff. You know, they have very not good things you can put on there, symbols and such, if you get my drift. They have a lot of stuff. I think it's just people kind of trying to be funny, thinking they're cool. Like, you know, I'm so edgy. Watch what I'm going to spray paint on this wall. But it's like, I never understood the point of it, but I don't think a lot of it is like actually like extreme, like this right here. It's kind of faded because the image is fading, but, like, I don't think that's, like, some actual, like, worshiper or something. It could be. I might be completely wrong. But I think it's just some kid trying to be funny.
The two friends decided to keep on exploring anyway. After several hours down in the bunker, they ended up finding tons of more twisting, winding hallways, flooded rooms with old machines, and dark, narrow corridors that reached dead ends. But nothing more disturbing than the graffiti they had found a few hours earlier. The explorers managed to make it out of there safely and didn't go back there again.
Oh, that'd be so cool to check out.
In the summer of 2016, reports started surfacing that people were finding dangerous booby traps along a very well-known hiking trail in the High Mountain Park Preserve in Wayne, New Jersey.
Oh,
As per the police reports, the traps mostly consisted of boards with nails sticking out of them, barbed wire, broken bottles placed along the trails behind or near rocks or logs, and other treacherous materials. As more and more complaints started coming in, police warned people to keep an eye out for the traps and even organized cleanup efforts to keep hikers safe during their treks.
Somebody's up
What's
to no
most
good.
disturbing is that these traps were clearly placed there to hurt people, as there's really no other reason to put nails and barbed wire on the ground in the middle of such a popular hiking trail.
Yeah, like the nails being perfectly hidden under that. Because, like, the broken glass, you could kind of say, like, okay, yeah, a bunch of people went out there. They probably were drinking. They threw it. They broke the glass. It happens. It be what it be, right? But, like, something like that, where it's perfectly hidden under the dirt and all you have to do is step on it, ooh, that could be bad news bears.
The fact that someone would take the time to get out on the trail, build a booby trap in such detail, and place it there with the intention to do harm to other people and their pets is honestly pretty messed up. But it didn't take the cops too long to make an educated guess as to who was behind the whole thing. Although they never found the individual suspects responsible for placing the traps on the trail, the sheriff's department determined that the traps had probably something to do with the feud between hikers and bikers who had been fighting over use of the trail for decades.
According to many pop tires, that could be a thing, but you could end up hurting somebody seriously bad. Like, I don't know if they're thinking about that. Because, like, yeah, to pop tires, I guess that could make sense, right? They're trying to pop the tires so they drive over nails, broken glass. That would make sense. But still, the ill intent is insane that could happen from that.
Nearby residents, it's common for bikers on the trail to speed past the hikers without ringing their bells or announcing their presence, which has led to several injuries and rising tensions between the two groups over the years. Still, it's hard to imagine that someone would take the issue to the point of trying to harm an entire group of people so maliciously with such brutal methods. Fortunately, no one was hurt as a result of the traps, but the suspects responsible were never found.
That's insane. That is genuinely insane that somebody would do that. It honestly doesn't surprise me though. Like I just feel like the average like person, or not the average person, but the average like person with this intent is like there's definitely a lot more people who would go out and do that than you would expect at the end of the day. And it's all like, oh, like they're trying to do it as like this like Robin Hood-esque, like I'm helping out everybody. But in reality, like you could hurt potentially one of the people that you're on the side for. Oh, I'm doing this for the hikers so they don't have to worry. Okay, cool. Not only are you injuring the bike guy, you're injuring the guy walking now, because if he steps on that and he doesn't have any like what are they called? Like the things that can't be pierced, those boots. Then that dude's gonna get a foot in his nail. I mean, that dude's gonna get a nail in his foot. Like that is messed up, insane. I can't believe that. I can't believe it. And then the wire. Imagine if they started throwing wires on the trees too. Don't let them watch this video because they're gonna get new ideas. That's insane. But anyways, with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys haven't already, make sure you absolutely smash that like button. Honestly, it's pretty cringy if you haven't. I mean, I'm not upset at you, but like, come on, what are we doing here for real? You don't want to run into a wire. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. You don't got to be worried. It can be fixed. All you got to do is hit that subscribe button, because if you haven't, what are you doing, bro? Just subscribe, join the Whiteout Army. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you all in the next video. Peace.